All right, TGIF, it's Friday, and that means Colorado's best attorney, Phil Harding, is of course here. Thank you so much for joining us in this sponsored segment. We're talking about something interesting today. We're talking about jury duty, but the insider look at jury duty. You've been a part of jury duty before.
Well, I haven't been on a jury. We were talking beforehand. I begged to be, and I always get bumped because I'm an attorney. And attorneys aren't always bumped. But we were talking beforehand, you know, it's an independent state, right? We are one of the few countries that let our peers decide what's right and what's wrong. And I had a little bit ago a jury trial. It was before COVID, and the jury hated me. They thought I was hiding something.
They hated you?
They absolutely hated me.
He's so mysterious, that's why.
What I was doing, I was preventing a mistrial, and normally when the jurors walk out, they want to talk to the judge and the attorneys, you know, as to different stuff. And I walked up to them, and they were like, "Man, stay away from us." Yep.
He's out.
Yep.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so people all the time, because I'm an attorney, I do trials, they want to know what they can do to keep off of a jury. And what I do is I give them tips to get on a jury, because I've not heard from any jury, except, well, I guess I didn't hear from that other jury, when I would speak to, you know, my other jurors, that haven't really loved the situation and loved the jury duty. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is what jurors never know about.
Okay, so, I mean, run down the line for us. Is there something that a judge might be hiding, or, you know, when you walk in, you really don't know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Yeah, and they're not really hiding, although, you know, some of the stuff is that they're hiding. First of all, I hear from jurors afterwards, it's like, why couldn't you guys settle this case before you came to trial? And there's always, you know, when there's a trial, it's called an ADR order, and stands for Alternative Dispute Resolution. And what it means is the parties have to go to a settlement conference before they go to trial. But anything that's said at the settlement conference is totally excluded. Rule 408 says anything mentioned, you know, during a settlement, negotiations, or admissions or anything, totally inadmissible, because our courts want people to, like, freely bare their souls and try to settle a case, you know, instead of go to trial.
Okay.
The next one is there's probably insurance. This is Rule 411. But if you mention insurance, it is a mistrial, and that's what happened in my trial that I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. The judge has excluded evidence, and that happens all the time. And then also, if the defense gets up, and let's say it's a car accident case or something else, and they say, we've accepted liability, at that point, you can never know how the accident took place.
What? Okay, so why don't you get to know, though? What, I mean, is there a reason behind that?
So it's called a 402, 403 objection. So 402 says any relevant evidence is admissible. Sounds right? If it's relevant, it should be admissible. 403 says, although if it's admissible, if it's unduly prejudicial to one party or the other, it will be excluded. So let me just tell you, if the defense says, I have accepted liability, and their person was drunk and ran into the car, it is not relevant as to someone being drunk or any of that, just how much someone is injured.
There's so much that goes into this.
Right.
And that you don't even think about, which is hence why you need Phil Harding on your side, right?
Yeah, there's excluded evidence, but I want to go over, first of all, there are jury instructions, right? You're not just thrown to the wolves. And here's one of the instructions, which really kind of says, any finding of fact you make must be based on probabilities, not possibilities. You should not guess or speculate about a fact. You must not be influenced by sympathy, bias, or prejudice for or against one party or the other. So that's why if the defense comes in and says, we've accepted liability, it is not relevant, you know, if someone was drunk, if they were running from the law, any of that. So if you are a juror and you hear at the opening argument says, we've accepted liability, bing, you know, little red flag should go up.
Wow. Okay, it really runs the line here. You learn so much every single Friday when this guy comes on, I swear to you. And our girl, one of our producers, Jenna, just got summoned, so maybe she can take you up on some of your tips.
Yeah, that's right. Just go and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy it. Name of the game right there. Phil, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. All right, well, to reach Harding & Associates directly, call 303-762-9500. You can get a free consultation at any time. You can also find Phil online at hlaw.com. Thanks again, Phil, for coming on in and sponsoring this segment. All right, well, coming up, taking off into a whole other world with VR Arcade USA, what it's really like to game inside a virtual setting. It's so much fun. I got to do it myself. That's to come. Stay with us.